Hey everyone, AFM Bio here. Welcome back to another video where this is a how-to series. So let's say you bought a chessboard and it doesn't have notations. So I have a digital video, like a video of me recording with a chessboard with the notations. It's through Lichess, but this one is, let's say if you don't have the digitals, how do you set this up? So let's say this is on white side. So one thing you have to know that is white always has a light square to their right. Same with black. If black was sitting right there, they would have the light square to their right. Now, next thing you know, as you can see, this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is the fourth light square. This is where your queen will be. So queen's color, queen is also in queen color. So the queen square has to be on your left. Okay. So I will be right back when I set this up, just so you can see how. So this is how it should look set up. By the way, these are my wooden set. I have another one. It's called glass, and then the tournament standard. I'll show you how all my pieces look. So like I said, this is my pawn. This is magnetic, by the way. So look, hold on a second. This is magnetic. So if I were to lift this up, as you can see, just stick to the board because it's magnetic. Okay. If I were actually, let's say, to lift this up like this, and as you can see, these tend to stay on the board. It's a little weird because it's a really old board, so some magnets are weaker. But this board is actually very cool. I bought this at the time when it was like 20 bucks to like 20 to 30. Now it's like 50. So yeah, COVID prices are crazy. But no, this is way before COVID. But anyway, I'll just set this right back up. There we go. I think another way you can tell if it's a good chess set, look at the knight. Literally just look at the knight. This is a it's like an okay chess set. It's not the best. But yeah, the more expensive ones are through World Chess, and those chess sets are really, really expensive. By the way, how can you tell if they're tournaments, at least the pieces are tournament standard or not? Well, the tallest piece has to be the king. If the king's the tallest, followed by the queen, and then the bishop, knight are the same height, and their rook is slightly smaller, which makes no sense. I like the Gary Kasparov set for that. But yeah, the rook is like the second smallest piece. Then the pawns are the shortest. Sometimes you may have rook as the third tallest piece, and that's still tournament standard. That's just the Gary Kasparov edition, and honestly, that set makes far more sense than whatever this set is. But this is like the golden standard for chess type pieces, right? Like this is the golden height. The shortest has to be the pawn, tallest has to be king, rook has to be the third shortest, the second shortest, knight and bishop have to be about the same height, and then the queen's the second tallest piece. Okay. And like I said, this is how it works. I have a dark square on my left, light square on my right, and a queen square, which is on my left, and this is D1. Okay, or queen to queen 1, or queen to queen's pawn 1, right? So this is my queen 1. Okay, this is my king 1, or king to E1. Okay, that's my king 8, queen 8, queen 8. Okay. Anyway, folks, I will now transition to the tournament style on Lichess. Okay, so I will be right back. Before we transition, I would like to remind you that this book is perfect for beginners. This is the one you'll get on Amazon. This is now the rarest copy. Okay, this is the only copy I have. You'll never get this copy ever. Okay, this is a pre-sale copy. Okay, this is when I was doing pre-checks with the book. So yeah, this is that copy. You're never gonna get this. This is the rarest copy, and this is the one I have. Okay, this copy is for everybody. This is the one where if you ordered the physical copy, you're going to get this. By the way, this is the look you'll get if you get the ebook. So this is going to be the front of it and the back of it if you get the ebook. But if you get the paperback, it's always going to be this one. Okay, this front, the back. This book is actually perfect for new players. This teaches you everything from how to place your pieces to how to read the board. Like if I can just find, nope. Okay, yeah, here. So if give me a second. Give me a second, folks. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, so yeah, this shows you how to place your pieces. This is also, I think, chapter 3 is where it teaches you how to read the board, roughly. Hold on. Oh my God, it's been so long since I've written this. But, right, yeah, here you go. So, this is how I'll teach you about castling, what the pieces do. You know, you can scan QR codes and they'll take you to YouTube links. And yeah, like I said, this is how it teaches you how to read the board, what are ranks, what are files, you know, how to notate them. Actually, there's notations guides in here too. And then a fun little comic if you guys wish to read it. This is on both paperback and e. The only difference is with the electronic book, you will get links, not QR codes. Other than that, they're actually pretty one-to-one. So this book, $17.13 Canadian, $12.50 USD, and the ebook is $5 USD and $7.20 Canadian. Okay, those prices are not going to change. Anyway, folks, yeah, let's go back to the let's switch to the E, right? Like let's switch to the electronical chessboard. So let's go.
Usually you would have a tournament standard board like anywhere from A to H and 1 to 8 on at least one side of the board. And as you can see, this is a tournament standard where you have the A file all the way to H and the first rank all the way to the 8th rank. Okay. So now think of these. I mentioned this in my book previously, but now think of these as your coordinates, right? Like this is your battlefield. These are your coordinates, right? So when I say rook to H1, my rook is on the H rank and the first file, right? So rook to H1, right? This is also done in my book, Beginner's Guide to Chess, or Chess Fundamentals, Unlock Your Inner Commander. Really read it. It's just such a good book. But, okay, so how do you place kings and pieces? Okay, first things first, if you don't have coordinates, remember that the light square is always on white's right side, right? Same with black, because this board now gets flipped. So watch, I'm going to flip. The white square is always on my right side, right? So we're going to flip it back. Okay, now how do you set this up? Well, you put rooks on the 8th and the first rank and on the H file. So rook to H1, rook to A1, you flip and you play rook to H8 and rook to A8, right? Followed by knights. Well, knight goes right after the rook, so knight to G8 and knight to B8, or knight to Queen's Knight 1, or knight to B1, knight to King's Knight 1, or knight to G1, right? Followed by bishops. You will now do this for bishops. So, bishop to King Bishop 1, or bishop to F1, bishop to Queen Bishop 1, or bishop to C1. By the way, notice how I'm using two different annotations. One is the descriptive, and one is the algebraic. So, now, bishop to King's Bishop 8, bishop to Queen's Bishop 8, and then you will then play with kings. So, King to King 8 and King to King 1. Okay, or King to E8 and King to E1, right? Followed by queens. One more thing, guys. Queen is always on color. So if you're a light square queen, it's on light square. Dark square queen is on dark square at its starting points, right? So Queen to Queen 8, or Queen to E8, Queen to D8, and Queen to Queen 1, or Queen to D1, right? Then you just put pawns as followed, all the way from A to H, right? They're always on the 2nd and the 7th rank, okay? So yeah, this is how you set up your board, okay? Now let's just do something cool. We're just gonna play a quick blitz game, and I will call it a day. So we'll do a 3-minute blitz. Okay. So now, let's learn some openings. Well, first things first, you want to take the center. So that's either E4 or D4. You pick, you choose. Okay, so E4, E5, knight F3. So knights before bishops. That's always a key goal. So knight to queen's bishop 6 or knight to c6, okay? What you would normally do here is you could play bishop to c4, but I'm going to just play bishop to knight to c3. Okay, so yeah, see, bishop to c5 and bishop to c4. Okay, so now I'm looking at the f6 pawn, right? At some point, I want to bring all my pieces in and go for that pawn. So now we have knight to f6, knight to f6. Okay, so we're going to play d3, and we're going to strengthen this pawn, because in case I want to move this knight, now this pawn cannot be taken. So he plays h6. Now h6, the whole point of h6 is to stop my knight from going to g5. Okay, that's fine. Well, we are just going to play h3 and stop his knight from getting in here. And now he castles. Now we're going to play bishop to e4. Bishop to e4, bishop takes e4, f takes e4, not a big deal. He backs up, that's fine. And we're going to play queen to d2, So now he plays d6, and d6 is not good because I just play bishop takes h6. Bishop takes h6, g takes h6, and queen takes h6 is already threatening checkmate. So yeah, that is not a good sign for him. And actually, funny enough, I can just drop that with a check, but I'm not going to. I am now going to bring in my other knight. And the point of this knight is to stop any BS from happening here. And this knight is now a absolute monster. And my whole point now is to come murder you. By the way, now my opponent has literally barely any time on the clock. So, okay, that's a move. That is a move. But I'm going to hop my pawn in with h4, and I'm going to go knight to g5. Okay, so I'm going to take the bishop and keep this pawn pinned. That doesn't really help your case because now I just put my queen back by a square, and I'm now going to hop my knight in with knight to g5. Knight to g5 point being, now I'm threatening checkmate instantly, right? So what do you do? Okay, that's a try. That's a try, but that's just hanging your queen in one because queen takes and you have no more queen on the board. So now king has to go to h8, king to h8. And now I play queen to h6. Queen to h6 now stops you from ever castling that long, and my opponent resigns. Anyway, folks, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a quick video. This is just for educational purposes. Tomorrow I will do Road to 1800 again. So yeah, I hope, by the way, if you guys heard that that's just a vacuum, please ignore it. Okay. Anyway, folks, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let's try to get to 45 subscribers, 50 subscribers. I want to do a guest video live. Anyway, folks, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.